Hi everybody, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm Chet Nichols, IFBB Pro and NPC Judge. I'm here with my wife Natalie Nichols, IFBB Pro and NPC Judge as well.
Hello.
We're going to talk a little bit today about the new wellness division that's going to be up and coming in 2020. A lot of questions about this all over the place, so we're going to address that today. So
I guess I'll start. And the first thing that I noticed on a lot of the bikini competition groups that I'm involved in and discussion boards and things like that, there seems to be an overwhelming number of competitors who think that is the division for them. And their reasoning is, and this is not my words, but
no,
because I cannot lean out my lower body, so I am so excited about wellness. Yay!
You're going to be in for a shock.
That is not what the look is.
Not
this is between bikini and figure. You're going to have at least the level of conditioning of a bikini competitor.
At least.
At least. You're going to have less conditioning than a figure competitor. You have to be in the middle there. That is not to say that there will not be some winners across the country who do have more body fat on their lower half, if that's who show up at the competitions. We can only judge based on the people that are there. So if everybody is there and does not meet the criteria, we don't say, well, nobody meets it, no one wins. Somebody's going to win. So you will have some examples of people that win and are not the ideal for the sport. But
yeah, you're going to go over the criteria in just a second, but I want to say something else too. You got to understand too, the first year or two maybe, judging is going to be all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, because no matter what the criteria is, judging is really subjective. And
it's open to interpretation.
Yeah, and with so many people going to be throwing their names in the pot, you know, it's going to be a little bit tough at first. And just like she said, one show may have somebody who's really lean. One show, somebody may have a little more body fat on the lower half or wherever the case may be. So you got to keep that in mind as well, because the criteria sets one thing, but we have no idea where the judging trend is going to be yet. And there is a difference, which we'll discuss judging trends versus judging criteria in a different video. Anyway, the criteria for division.
Well, actually, before I get to the criteria, just to give you some more, I guess, assurance or more evidence that it is between bikini and figure, the posing itself is between bikini and figure. You pose somewhat like a bikini competitor, but you do it in the succession the way a figure competitor does, with quarter turns to the right. You also are going to
the bikini walk is in
yeah, you
May
may
at
have
some
to
shows.
do that. If we can't decide, typically when we have you walk to the back and then walk back forward, it's because we haven't been able to distinguish which one is the winner yet, or the first placer out of that call out. So we may ask to see a little bit more, see them in motion, that sort of thing. So they'll have you walk. You may have to do that as a wellness competitor.
And actually, some head judges just prefer their competitors to do that anyway. So some shows you'll go to, that may be the standard all the time. And other shows you may go to, you rarely see it. So keep that in mind as well. But there is the potential there for the bikini walk at all times.
Also, I'll touch on the suits. I know that suit manufacturers are scrambling all over the place to make a wellness suit. The criteria for the suit is the same as a bikini suit. There's no difference. So ladies, if you have a suit already that meets the NPC bikini guidelines and you want to use that suit, go right ahead. It's a very expensive sport. There's no need to buy a new suit to cross over. There's just not. Now, everybody loves to have something sparkly and new, so if you want to go out and buy a new suit, go for it. But it just has to have a V front, the same back coverage that's required in the NPC for bikinis, and it's not going to have the straps like a figure suit, but it's going to have the V cut. All your bikinis that are going up there on stage meet that criteria. If it's a straight across right above the pubic region there, then you're going to have your straps going up higher, and that's giving you that V shape. That's why that's accepted. But no need to go out and buy a new suit.
No,
manufacturers, no need to go out and make one unless you just want to have a new product to sell.
Now, that said, that may change down the line.
But
because,
that's the way it's written now.
that's the way it is right now, but it may change down the line, but still no reason to do it right now. Criteria.
Let's see. So
While she's pulling that up too, I just want to say one thing that if you go to the NPC News Online, there's going to show you a lot of pictures and stuff of the females that are up there who have won different shows. Keep in mind, those are from different countries, right? And this is, if we're looking at the IFBB, well, that's international, so a lot of countries may have the same criteria, they may not. But nonetheless, since it is subjective, different countries are going to have different preferences. So keep that in mind. Just because those pictures are up there right now, that's really all we have to go for. That doesn't mean that's the way it's going to happen here. So keep that in the back of your mind as well.
So officially, what is the wellness division? Well, it's a division for females with an athletic physique that showcases more body mass in the hips, glutes, and thigh area.
Keyword athletic physique. That is a keyword we got to focus on.
And it has more body mass. A lot of competitors, like I said, are
thinking that means more body fat is okay.
Yeah, but it's not. In order to achieve the look that they have, you have to be as lean as a bikini competitor. I'll say it 100 times. You have to be as lean as a bikini competitor, at least. It even states further down in the, let me find that area for you. Dad blast it. Okay. In the frequently asked questions, it tells you that the conditioning we're looking for is almost on par with bikini athletes, which may trick you into thinking that you have to be just slightly under. But read the full sentence. It goes on to say, but the athletes will have slightly more muscle.
That's the difference there. The almost portion is slightly more muscle. Doesn't mean slightly more fat. So we got to take all this information and put it in proper context.
So just like in bikini, we want to see a little body fat with slight separation, but no striations.
And let me
That's really no different.
No, it's
just
not.
More muscle mass down there, more size overall.
Now, let me kind of make a little tidbit there too. For some reason, a lot of people kind of get the term separation and striations mixed up a little bit. Actually, when I'm explaining to our competitors and stuff, I say separation, look at it this way. Separation just means that there is a distinction between the muscles. So think about, you can tell where the shoulder ends and tricep begins. So that's more of a separation.
Right there.
Exactly. So kind of keep that out there.
Show it in the video. I can't.
You got clothes on. You can't do that right now. All right.
So, and abs. You don't need to have rock hard abs. Guess what? You don't need to have them in figure either.
Or bikini.
Well, I mean, I know that it says it's as currently is in bikini.
Yeah.
But in figure, you also don't necessarily flex your abs. You're often up
Stretched
with
up.
the vacuum, and you're not showing your abs there either. So again, we're right there in between bikini and figure. Do not misunderstand that and throw a whole bunch of money and then be mad at the judges because you didn't listen to what the actual criteria was. And then shoulders. How are we wanting the shoulders to be? Are we wanting them rounded and capped like figure and women's physique, or less pronounced like in bikini? We want them slightly more developed than bikini. Again, that's telling you your conditioning is going to be more than a bikini competitor's. But not as lean and with no striations. Not like women's physique. Women's physique is 2 divisions higher than this one.
Yeah,
so
and that's
that should go without saying. You don't need to be as muscular as a women's physique competitor.
Along those lines, they're actually throwing women's physique in there, who's very muscular, even more striated and everything, more lean. So the fact that they're using that as a comparison should tell you that we're wanting to see something a little bit higher up than bikini in terms of the softness goes.
And I've heard a lot of people say, I actually just finished watching, I won't name the person, but I just finished watching a video on YouTube with another judge and coach describing their views on the wellness division, and they flat out said that it's a softer look than bikini. Ladies, no, it's not.
No.
If you want to go down that road, go for it. You may win at some shows, like I said, because the other competitors did not come in and meet the criteria either, so one of you is going to win. That does not mean that those are looks that are winning looks. That just means you got lucky at that time. That's an expensive gamble to take.
Yeah, let me put that in perspective in another way as well, because, for the longest time, bikini said, they need to be soft. But that's not how the judging trends went. Over the past year or two, bikini competitors have a little more, I'm not going to say more hardness or more, any striations and stuff, but definitely not as soft as they were a few years ago. So just think about this logically. If they're supposed to be in between, the wellness division in between bikini and figure, there's no way that the judges out there, in my opinion, are going to be looking for something softer. It's going to be a little bit less soft. Because again, if you have more muscle on there, it's going to be kind of hard to show it if you're actually softer. So what's the purpose?
Okay, so now we are going to talk about the quads. And frankly, I think if you've ever competed before as a bikini competitor and were told that for bikini, when you got your feedback from the judges and they told you what you could do to improve as a bikini competitor, and they said you are quad dominant, glute dominant, hamstring dominant, you need to bring down your legs. They would not have used that verbiage if they were talking about body fat. They would have said you need to lean out more, or you need to work on your conditioning. Different people are going to use different words for it, but they wouldn't have said you need to bring down your legs. What that means is you're overly muscular there for the bikini division. So if that's been your feedback, especially if it was consistently your feedback, I would definitely say I would throw my hat in the ring for a wellness competitor, as long as you bring your arms and your upper body up a little bit, because that is something that we're looking for in wellness competitors. We want a little larger arms, a little more muscularity in the arms than a bikini competitor.
Actually, we can talk from personal experience, because when Natalie won her pro card, she competed in bikini class and figure. She won her pro card in figure, but the feedback for bikini was you should go with your first show as a pro as wellness because you meet the criteria right now. So again, she was a little bit harder, a little more muscular definition, and a little more leg dominant and stuff than the bikini, which is why she was the second call out there.
But not for a figure competitor.
Yeah,
if you
not for a
compared me
figure
there, I was
competitor.
well balanced. But compared to other figure competitors who may be quad dominant,
Yep. And again,
I looked like I had small legs.
And then again, this is an IFBB judge saying you meet that criteria right now. And I guarantee you, she was not softer than anybody else on stage in bikini. She was actually harder and had more definition, which is why they said that.
Yeah. And then the moneymaker that everybody talks about, that this is a
The
booty
glutes.
contest or something, the glute development. What are we looking for? Full round glutes with a slight separation between the hamstring and glute area, but no striations.
Yeah, go ahead there.
As is in place for the bikini division.
Yeah.
So your glutes will be bigger than a bikini competitor, and then you need to go on and read. They will not be as lean and defined as figure and women's physique. That does not say, imply, mean, mirror, allude to anything that you need to be less lean than a bikini competitor.
Look, if you got separation between your glutes and your hamstring, you're not softer, or you don't have more body fat than a bikini competitor.
Correct.
Because a lot of bikini competitors actually show that, and a lot of times they have to adjust their positioning and their poses so they don't show too much of it. So yeah, you're not going to need any less body or more body fat. If you do, you're probably going to be kicking yourself in the butt later on.
Yeah. So here we go. Here's the part in here where it talks about the suits. Suits have the same rules that are currently in place for all the other divisions, meaning you can't have a thong or a T-back. You have to have at least the 30% coverage of the glutes, which for most women, we call that a whale tail. It is a minuscule amount of fabric on the glutes, but it does qualify for stepping on the stage. It's okay. I'll throw in here, even though that's not what this video is about, there is no such thing as a pro cut. Pro cuts are not being outlawed. There is no such official thing as a pro cut. That's a marketing tool used by some companies. It is perfectly fine for the stage.
Now, maybe a promoter or two may have it say that you can't do it
according
in there.
to the NPC rules.
Yeah.
Some promoters may do their own thing, but according to the NPC, those are fine.
Yeah, so check with any show you're going to, check with the promoter and see if they don't want you to have one there or not. But as you said, as a rule in general, overall, no, it's fine.
And I'll throw another tip in there. Actually, if your suit is kind of, if you're teetering on whether or not it's allowed or not, if you happen to go for suit check-in, you don't necessarily have to bring another suit. You could always bikini bite it. They're very stretchy.
Stretch it out.
Stretch it. and make it have more coverage and bikini bite it into place. I'm cheap. That's what I would do. I'm not buying a second suit just in case. All right. And then you're going to wear a two-piece suit. It can be customized with bling. It's not required, but it is going to be a V-shaped bottom of the suit. Go and read the standards for a bikini suit. It also must be a V-shaped bottom of the suit. Same standard. Nothing's different here. So again, if you don't want to buy a new suit, if you're not sure that the division is for you and you just kind of want to feel it out and test run it, do it with your same bikini suit.
Yep.
And then maybe if you want to invest later in a suit, go for it. But that's what I do. Let's see. Same shoes for bikini, which are also the same shoes for figure. Bling is fine on them if you want it. I would not go overboard with bling on your shoes in any division, because when we're sitting judging you, our eyes are at your feet level.
I never pay attention to the shoes.
Yeah, I've never been distracted by anyone's shoes, but it's also not a risk that I would want to take.
Correct.
I take that back. I've been distracted by one pair of shoes that stood out from the norm, and they were what everyone calls stripper heels, the platform like this tall.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually not even allowed, because you're not allowed to have platforms, but that's what was on the stage. So, but do whatever you want with your shoes. They don't even have to be clear. It's just what most people wear. And in my opinion as a judge, it gives you a longer, leaner look. It gives the illusion that your legs are longer. I'm 4'11" and a half. I'm wearing clear shoes. Okay, same with your glazing and your jewelry and all that. But this is not a division to have jiggly butts, jiggly legs, or have the mantra, I couldn't ever get my lower body to lean out, so wellness is for me. That's not the way that it works.
And I want to say too, the job that the NPC and IFBB did with the criteria here on wellness, very, very impressed with.
Yeah.
I think of all the divisions they've ever had,
It's never been this descriptive.
No, yeah, this is very specific. They even go in there and tell you how to hold your wrist or how not to hold your wrist.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go and read this and pay attention and again put things into context too, then you should have a clear picture of what you need to look like, how you need to pose and all that, because it was a really, really good job that they did putting this out there so people will know what to expect. You know, hopefully they'll go back and maybe change a few other things in the future to make it more specific. But yeah, good job here. Really hats off to them this year.
Yeah, let's see. That's enough. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I'm really excited to see it. If I could give one piece of advice, grow, grow, grow. Take long off seasons, work on your muscularity and your muscle maturity. Take the time necessary to get on stage looking like a winner if you want to win.
Yeah. Conditioning, color, posing. Those are the three things you can control. Those are the things you should master. You do that and you'll be in the right place. Anything else?
No.
All right, until next time. Appreciate it, guys. Check you later. Bye.